Going on, peoples? What's real? It's cracking lacking with you. Oh wow. Sorry about that. Hold on. Wow. Hold on. Drop this stuff. Jeez. I'll get it. Anyways, we're going live. Hit the like button as usual. Yep. So everybody, if you don't know, it's your favorite bean eating mofo, fresh off the banana boat. What it do with Big Lou? Tapping at you, coming at you at 1 a.m. in the morning Pacific time. Took a long nap and I just woke up, couldn't sleep no more, so I figured I'd get on here after I seen about 10 minutes of a clip from this new show. So if it's the first time you're coming to this channel at What It Do with Big Lou, it'd be highly appreciated if you hit the sub, like, share the channel with your family, folks, friends, camaradas, comrades, buddy, pals, associates, asocios, amigos, panas, any of that. Highly appreciate if you shared it, the channel. Also, go to the original channel, the No Fly Zone Regan, and sub, like, share there as well. Also, feel free to drop comments. I respond back to all the comments. So with that being said, let's get into this little quick live, maybe 30, 25-minute live, maybe, I don't know. It's a new show that I've seen advertising. It's called, let's see from the tail, it's Inmates to Roommates. And these people are literally coming out the pen, out of prison in different states. I got guys from, let's see, Michigan. One guy's from Michigan, one young black dude's from Michigan. He's got a Muslim name. I can't think of his name right now, but he's Muslim cat, because he wears the garb. He's from Michigan, and you got cat out of Indiana. His name's Bill. Those are the only two states I caught, because like I said, it was just a small clip, 10-minute, 15-minute clip. And then you have another guy named Nick. And Nick and Bill's situation is, at some point, Bill was friends with the lady. Now the lady's married. I can't think of the lady's name, but they have a friendship prior to him going to prison, or during prison. They might have met while he was in prison. I'm not sure of that. And then you have Nick, who's living with friends, his homeboy's house with him and his wife. And they knew him before he went to prison. They knew him when he was addicted and all that stuff. And then you have there's a couple other people, another black dude with dreadlocks. He's starting to grow out, and he's staying with a lady that's been to prison as well. He keeps getting in arguments with her son. I mean, like, not they don't actually throw blows, but I mean they might as it gets on with the season. But they definitely were slamming stuff, throwing stuff around like that. The dude Nick, he's all talking about, oh, I missed a lot of time in my life, and I think it's only right for me to be able to drink, and he wants to drink and stuff like that, go to bars, and then he wants to bring women back home with. Come on, man, like, dude. I mean, you really got to be told no. You're really gonna ask if you could bring some lady you met at the bar, bring her home when it's not even your home. And the things this guy wants to do is like, that stuff you do on your own premises, your own place. You don't do that. Not when you guys are older now and man's and stuff like that. You do that if it's a flop house, something like that. What's up, Roscoe? And then the guy, there's a lady, young lady too. Her parents are disowning her, like not disowning her, but they don't want her living where she lives. Like I forgot what state it was. It might have been oh man, something's telling me Cincinnati, but I could be wrong about that. And they want her out of there because they feel that if she stays there, she's gonna keep getting locked up. It might be it might even be Atlanta. I could be wrong about that. It might be Atlanta. 1 second, people. Give me 1 second, please. Jake, what's up, Jake? Yeah. So, anyways, the show is it's a pretty trippy show. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Sorry about that. Thanks for the patience. Um, so yeah, so far, like I said, what I caught a couple clips of like the last one was like 10 minutes. I caught a couple clips of like, excuse me. I caught a couple different clips. They're all about 10 minutes, 8, 10, 12 minutes, different episodes. For one thing, you would think, I get the people, wanting to, you know, uh, depending on how much time you did, you're trying to get out there and get a little, not so much get crazy with it, but, spend a little, do your thing a little bit, I guess, let your hair down, like some people say. But come on, man, you're coming from, these people, I caught only two of them. Bill has been out for 57 days, right? 57 days he'd been out. The other guy's name, I can't think of his name, but he's got dreadlocks, and he just got served with divorce papers, and he's trying to start like a cleaning business, like janitorial service, you know what I mean? And the lady who he's living with is like giving him a lot of pointers and things about. I really, like I said, the clips weren't that long, but from the couple of 4 different clips I watched, she's giving him a lot of points on like being an entrepreneur and things like that. I think she's her own business, and she was, like I said, she was ex-con as well. She had been to prison as well, so she kind of gets it about wanting to free a little bit, but then at the same time, she's like, I'm not living like that. He's gonna be living with me. He's gonna listen to my rules, which is, which is only right. People, when you're in the pen, yeah, you do things, like if it for whatever reason, if it's if you're doing criminal activity while you're in prison, such as slanging, selling, having the bag, tattooing. That's not really criminal tattooing, but as far as inside is concerned, it's not. You'll get a write up. So all those type of things. If you're sneaking around in there, to do things to make money, then well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right, to survive and things and such. But what I'm speaking of more is, doing things like having the bag, slanging, uh, things such that you don't pay attention, you don't listen, and you're gonna follow their rules. You're not gonna just go come into yard. You're not gonna be on the yard and just and then come out whenever you want. You know what I mean? You're gonna rules. They got to count. Got to be in separate accounts, such like that. It's not gonna do what you want, even though you might make it sound like you are. And the reason I say that, because you hear a lot of guys in there a lot of times talking about, we ain't listening. They'll say some stupid shit like that, but it's only certain, like you're the brothers saying that a lot. We ain't listening because we ain't gonna be saying nothing like that. If you're one of the Latino group segments, you're not gonna be like, you're not supposed to bring attention to yourself or your people. So we won't be yelling like that out. But it is what it is, right? So, I mean, I just don't get how you're going to come out after doing 2 years or whatever you've done, 18 months, 16 months, 2 years, 4 years. You're going to come out moving to a stranger's house that you don't know. And then, like I said, a couple of the people, they do know them. But you're going to come out and you're going to tell them what you're going to do at their house. You're going to be like, oh, no, I'm going to go to the bar. I'm going to drink. I'm going to get loaded, get high, whatever, and then I'm gonna bring some ladies home or a lady home or anybody home back with me, and not respect their place. They don't have to let you stay there. You know what I mean? I mean, to be honest, you're putting them more in a predicament, predicament of bind, because when the parole comes, and there's a couple of different ways they do it. The parole will come and check up on you. You know what I mean? And then also you got to worry about parole searches. Parole sweeps was when the local police department or the sheriff department, if you live in an incorporated area, you got to worry about the sheriff's department and the police department coming and doing their own parole sweep and parole searches. And what happens then is anybody that's home, they make them sit down on the couch while they go and tear up shit. Anything that you got access to. So, like, in other words, if you're living with somebody and they don't, they have some rooms locked, that you just can't walk in, and they got them locked, then they don't have access to that. You as the parolee do not have access to that. Therefore, they will not make a big deal about going in there and searching, because you can't get in there, so there's no reason for them to go in there and search. Now, when you're living with somebody, if you're living on the if you're living on the couch, you got your own room, obviously they're going to search that. Also the bathroom, the bathroom, the kitchen, they might, if they suspect it. Damn. If they suspect that you got something in there. The kitchen, the bathroom, the garage. You got access to any of that, they can search it. And it depends what cops you're dealing with, what parole agents you're dealing with, because they could be a real stickler about things, about, they could be straight by the book, by, procedures and all that type of stuff. It just depends. But, I just can't get over how somebody thinks, like the one dude, okay, so that guy, Bill, he's been out 57 days. And then this guy, he takes a trip to California. He gets a traveling pass from his parole officer. Okay, that's the right way to do it for so many weeks, in parole, to go to California. And then he's making all kinds of calls, like, to the lady, not the husband, but the lady, leaving messages and, talking kind of dumb and crazy, So before he got back, they changed the locks on him. And he's like, well, what did I do to make you guys think that I wasn't trustworthy? And he's making all kinds of remarks to her. Some of it kind of like not so much. Well, he was saying something. Oh yeah, that's what he left a message saying that he'll tell her husband about how she's been dressing, that she's been dressing all skimpy around him. You know, so she's like, well, what did I never dress like that? So by him saying that, I don't know where his mind frame's at. What could he possibly do? So she got all freaked out. I understand that, because if you're talking about, if you're really saying something that if you're accusing somebody, especially like that, of something they're not doing, something like that, as far as wearing skimpy clothes, you're trying to say that she's trying to, you know, whatever, you know, something sexual, right? So, you know, it makes people wonder, you know, where your mind frame's at, because they always, the stigma about people being in prison is they're always what? Rapists and murderers, which is a crock of shit, right? I mean, there's not as many murderers and rapists in there that, like, they try to make it sound, you know. There are a lot, don't get me wrong, but it's not like, you know, those are always the two go-to. Oh, they're going to let out rapists and murderers. Like when the overcrowding in California, you know, Schwarzenegger didn't want to let nobody out or do anything about anything, you know, and then when they started, you know, when they push it about, change, any type of change, the opposition, the other side will be like, oh, they're going to let murderers and rapists out. You know what I mean? So, you know, it is what it is. The other dude, the other black dude with the dreads, he only had been out 21 days, and he got served papers at her house for divorce. Then he has the nerve to ask the lady that he's living with to talk to his wife about letting him get his daughter at, you know, visitations with her there. Because I seen one short part, he was walking, you know, he was visiting her at a park, but the mother was there, and she was like off to the side by her car on the curb. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, you don't even know these people. You're gonna have her ask to talk to your wife about letting them come over there. So that's what makes me think sometimes some of these things are scripted. You know what I mean? I just don't understand. 3 weeks, 21 days you've been out, 3 weeks, and you're acting like the place is yours. You know, he told the guy, get off my porch, and things like that. It's a trip, you know. Then you got this other lady, young black girl. I don't remember where she said she was from. Something tells me, I remember she said something, but I don't really remember. But I think someone wants to tell me she was from Atlanta area, but she was running around Cincinnati area, and that her parents wanted her back home because they feel that she was going to continue to get in trouble if she stood where she was at. And then she's staying with this lady. The lady goes out, another young lady, but more responsible, you know, with the job and all that. She's staying with her. And I don't know on that storyline, I don't know if they're friends or I don't know yet. I haven't figured that out. But they went out somewhere, and this one's popping bottles, $300, $400 bottles. And the lady she stays with, the young lady, she's like, well, where's this money coming from? You know, I don't know. She meant by that, like, why is she spending that money? Because she should be saving it. She don't have a job. That's what little money she has. Or did she suspect she was doing something else? I haven't got that far on that one yet. But it's a new show. It's on A&E. It's called Inmate to Roommate. And then the youngster, there's a young black boy. He's about 26. He seemed like he was hustling, man. He had two jobs for a minute. Then he said he got his schedules confused one day, and they called him in to go to work at the other spot, and he said he couldn't make it. I guess 3 other people already had called in as well, and then he told them he couldn't make it, and they let him go because he was actually supposed to work that day, which he didn't do because he said he screwed up on his schedules. So this youngster, you know, he's getting real frustrated. He's, you know, the way he sounds, you know, a lot of things are against him. He feels like, for some reason, one of his conditions of his parole was he couldn't see his mom. I think his mom's in it, or she might even be on parole. I'm not sure, but I mean, at some point she got in trouble, was a felon, And the pro agent won't even let him see her. So that doesn't make no sense to me. Um, and if they are pushing that's jacked up. You know, talking about your mother. You only get one, right? Um, and he's from Michigan. Because I heard him talk about Kalamazoo. I think Kalamazoo is called. And his story, he did like 6, 7 years, and he's like 26 now, something like that. Habib, Habib in the house. You're on a smoke break, huh? You still at work right now, bro? Um, yeah. So the story is more. This kid's story is more. This kid's story is like more realistic to me, like his storyline. Also, the guy, the other black dude with the dreads, with getting divorced. The wife got him cheating. She wants a divorce. The custody thing. That's all real life stuff. You know what I mean? Everybody, the other stories are just a couple of them. Just they're getting out and they just want to party. You know what I'm saying? They feel like partying. They're old that. They feel like Chris doesn't go live. I will if you're around in a few hours. All right. Well, yeah, we'll see what's up. I'm probably gonna go right back to bed. Well, not to bed, but yeah, I'm gonna try to. Well, I'm gonna try to relax because I took a good little nap today. That's why I'm on now. But yeah, I'll figure it out. If I catch you, if I don't, I'll catch you on the next one. But thanks for stopping by. Hit that like button for you bounce too. You got that, Habib? Yeah, bro. Another 2 hours, then thank God it's Friday. Yeah, it is. Have to go, bro. Enjoy your best, hermano. All right. Likewise, igualmente. Catch you on the rebound, player. So, yeah, those two storylines are more realistic to me. The other two are just, for me, I did time. I'm entitled to this. The guy Bill, I don't really dig his get down, but then the people he's living with, their get down is kind of weird too. Because it's like this. They change the locks on them, and then they don't want him staying there that night. They're like get a motel room, but it's like he gets mail there and all that. If he gets mail there and that's his address, well, I know. Well, maybe that's because it's a different state, but I'm pretty sure. Well, here in California, you can't. You can't just evict somebody like that, especially if they get mail there. Their business gets sent there, so it's a little touchy on things, right? But the fact that he's making these messages and stuff like that, which is it's uncalled for. It's a trip, man. So I don't know what the agreement is with this show when they get with these people. If what the agreement is as far as wanting somebody out and all that type of thing. There's probably something signed that they agree that okay, if it doesn't work out and we want you out, you got to go. You know what I mean? Only part about all that I don't dig. The only thing about that I don't dig is you don't stay there. You go stay at a room that people want to call your pro officer right away. Call your pro agent and tell them, oh, he's not staying here. He's at a motel or he's with his girlfriend. That's all right. I mean, you should be able to do that. I mean, you're not moving out. I mean, now if you moved out, you said, yeah, I'm moving out. I'm out of here, and you're staying at a motel. Okay, that's different. You didn't report it. Or you moved out and you met some lady and you moved in with her or something, yeah, you got to let the pro agent know. But if it's just like you're staying one night, that ain't none of their business, For sure, bro. I smashed the like button. Ciao, amico, amici nostri, amici nostro, amico. That's what I got to figure out in Italian. Because you got mafiosi, mafioso, amici, amico, spaghetto. I got fratello. I got to figure out how you distinguish the difference. I got to learn some Italiano. So, yeah, I just wanted to break this show, let everybody know about this show, and get anybody's input, comments on what they think about it, if they see it, or what what do you think about just the overall scenario? What I just told everybody about how the show is, as far as ex-con moving in with a, civilians, that are not in trouble. What do you think about it? Which like the overall general idea of the video? I mean, of the show. If you haven't seen it yourself, like, what's your thoughts on it? Anything like, and keep in mind these people are fresh out too. They're just getting out, so they got to taste a little taste of freedom before they moved in. Because I'm not sure if they came straight out into the, straight out of prison, straight to these people's homes, or were they out a week or two and then they went, or what? So, I think all that makes a difference. But if they did come straight out of prison, straight into their home, they should be a little more still structured. You know what I'm saying? Not where they just want to. Especially like this guy Bill, he's easily in his 50s. The youngster dude, the black dude, he's a Muslim. He's a lot younger, 25. So him, I can see a little bit of difference. But it's just, to me, it doesn't make sense. It just tells me that they were inside too, screwing around and stuff like that, messing around. Getting write-ups. Because with me, if it ain't got nothing to do with, obviously, from some of the stories you guys heard me talk, like in Harvey's talks prison and things, if it, I don't get in trouble. Most of our people don't get in trouble until it comes time to, if it gets into a melee, a riot, that's different. There's no choice. You got to get involved. But if it's, for the most part, 7 times out of 10, it's somebody within your own people that got to go, and a couple of guys will handle it, and they'll get the time, they'll get the time or the extra time. What I mean by the time is, catching another case for doing that, whatever you did, or the extra time meaning taken care of by, in-house by the administration, by them you losing or good time, you know what I mean? And that's what I meant by that. But yeah, most people that watch this are gonna watch it after, because I knew that wasn't gonna get too many people on here. I think I got a total of 3 altogether, which that's fine with me. People will watch it later, tomorrow, good 20, 30 at least. And I just wanted to put something out as well, because I didn't put nothing out today. So I wanted to put something out. And I'll probably be touching some more on some shows on 60 Days In. They got a new episode, a new season, where it's this time everybody are ex-cons. Everybody's done time this time that they brought in. Also going to probably talk about the Sopranos, my favorite show of all time. You know what I mean? And how I got to watching it. And also maybe might do something on The Shield as well. That show The Shield, that was one of my favorite shows too. And Law and Order. Believe it or not, Law and Order is one of my favorite shows. I used to see it for years and years, advertising on different channels. On the main channel, it came on NBC, and I never watched it. And all of a sudden, I watched it one time, and I got hooked. And I'm speaking of the original Law and Order, not the spinoffs. But even then, I did watch a lot of the SVU shows, but not when it got weird, like real weird. You know what I mean? I couldn't mess with none of that. So, Big Lou's gonna go ahead and tap on out. For now, thanks, Jerry, Habib, Roscoe, What's Real, Jake. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate my subscribers. Big congrats to Big Weeby. He just hit 1,000 subs. So So now everybody on the team's got over that 1K. Shouts out to Sticks from Stay Awake TV, Rick from Vegas Prison Stories, Big Lance from Off the Yard, Frank from Frank's Positive Vibes, Chepe from Sea Dog and the Sea Dog and the Cooper podcast, Bigfoot, New Age, Gangish, Harvey from Harvey Prison Harvey Talks Prison. Go check out my videos that we did there. We did 5. We done four thus far. He's dropped 3 so far. Number 2's doing okay. No, part 2's doing pretty good. Part 1 started off doing good, but it kind of slowed down, and then part 3 is catching up to part 1. Also, go to Luke GTV. I did an interview with him over there. Go check him out. And again, if this is the first time you're catching this channel, be sure to sub, like, and share the channel, and feel free to leave comments. I respond back to all the comments. All right, peoples, again, thanks for you, the ones that came by tonight and joined in with me. And thanks to everybody that's going to come and watch the video. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And have a blessed Friday. TGIF, right? Payday. Remember, be responsible. Don't drink and drive. Have a designated driver. Call a taxi. Call an Uber. Can't get none of those. Walk. Not worth trying to drive and potentially getting, a DUI and maybe worse, yourself hurting somebody else or killing yourself and killing somebody else. Being said, Big Lou, Chapman.